back to another in-depth weather video. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. And welcome to the peak day of hurricane season. September 10th is generally the peak of hurricane season. Most tropical storms, or this day has the most tropical storms formed out of any other day in hurricane season. So we are going to be having a full-on tropical update video today. We have 2 tropical storms and 4 disturbances, one of which isn't even on this map. And we will be focusing on the Atlantic for this video. So let's start by looking at Paulette and Renee. So Paulette currently has maximum sustained winds of 60 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 996 millibars, and is moving west-northwest at 10 miles an hour. The forecast cone showing now that this will become a hurricane when it impacts Bermuda. Probably the eye will be, or the center of rotation will be moving just southwest of Bermuda. Now, another thing. This wind field here is very large, which is similar to Laura and Isaias when they were about to become hurricanes. So we're kind of seeing that trend this year. Now, Tropical Storm Renee currently has maximum sustained winds of 40 miles an hour, minimum central pressure of 1,003 millibars, and is moving west-northwest at 13 miles an hour. Now, in the warnings and cone, showing that this will become a hurricane briefly and then deform back into a tropical storm. Now, let's move on to our 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook, where we are going to be focusing on this disturbance right here. I think that this will become Sally, and based on the fact that this might form very, very early, kind of like Renee did, but it's going to take a very long path. That leads it to a high possibility of actually rapidly intensifying. So, first up, let's look at the small area of low pressure here. That's going to move on shore today, so 20% chance that that develops over 48 hours and 5 days. This, on the other hand, will be moving generally westward and will be possibly forming in the Gulf of Mexico. If it does so, 20% chance right now. But here's the big disturbance, and I'm actually going to read from the National Hurricane Center their prompt on this tropical wave. So, tropical wave is forecast to move off the west coast of Africa on Thursday. Gradual development is anticipated once the system moves over water, and a tropical depression is expected to form late this week or over the weekend, while the system moves generally westward across the eastern tropical Atlantic. 50% chance in 48 hours, 90% chance in 5 days. I do think that this will become Tropical Storm or even Hurricane Sally. So let's move on. Let's just quickly show you the 5-day where you can see where those disturbances can possibly go. There is a 4th disturbance here. That is another tropical wave behind this one, and we will be covering that possibly next week, early to mid next week. So let's move on to the current storm information. So right now we're tracking Paulette global hurricane model, showing this general movement to the northwest, and then it will impact Bermuda and then ship out to the north and east. GFS kind of showing the same thing there, maybe just a little bit further north on the trend there, and the GEFS kind of showing that, but a little bit more spread out here with the possibilities. Intensity guidance showing that this is going to weaken for the next 72 hours slightly, and then it will pick up strength from that point on, possibly becoming a Category 1. I wouldn't say Category 2 or Category 3 is out of the question. It all depends on where and when this decides to start strengthening again. If it starts to strengthen again at hour 48 or hour 60, then I think that we could see a Category 2, we could see a Category 3. If it starts really building strength 72, 84 hours, it'll probably be Cat 1. So, Renee. Renee expected to take a turn to the north, then to the west again, and the GFS is showing that, but it extends it out further, taking it another trip to the north and then to the east. GEFS kind of showing the same thing, taking it back to the north. Intensity guidance showing that if this doesn't start strengthening soon, it probably won't get past category 1. Now, Invest 94L is the one right off the coast of North Carolina. As you can see, only one model showing it becoming a tropical storm, so I do not think that this will become a tropical storm. I would like to show this when they name 95L, which would probably be the one that will become Sally. Speaking of that wave, let's move on to the GFS. So here is the Atlantic. We're watching this system right here. It comes out onto shore and it has time. Here's another one that might be Teddy. So there's Paulette, there's Renee, there's Sally, and there's possibly Teddy. So all of these storms, Paulette strengthens there as it passes by Bermuda, and then that continues to gain strength as it moves off. Sally kind of goes south of the Caribbean, moves right through, kind of taking a similar track to Laura, and now this model run showing it hitting Florida and kind of going straight up the coast. That would be detrimental to the East Coast. Now, for that other wave, it is showing generally weaker trend. Oh, there's a sounding. I don't want that. Go away, please. Thank you. So, definitely going to be very active, and these models are showing that it's going to be very active. I could actually use the GFS parallel model here too to show that it is showing a very, very, very active tropics here for the next week and a half or so. You can see there's Sally, there Renee, and it's showing all different types of tracks. It is crazy. And then there's Teddy showing up there. Canadian model kind of showing the same range as the GFS parallel model. So you have this wave that comes off the coast. It's kind of showing it going more to the northwest. And Paulette kind of sticking around a little bit in the Atlantic. So we definitely have to monitor these systems, that especially these waves coming off of Africa, because those will most likely be our next tropical storms. So that is all I have for today. I know it was a long video, but there was a lot of stuff to cover. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.